Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video here on the channel. I'm Kyle with Variety and Errors, and I do daily videos on weird collectibles and coins and stuff. So hit subscribe if you like currency and collectibles, but let's get into it. We're continuing on with the presidential dollar coin series, talking about the history, the errors, and probably the most important thing to you guys, the values. So they continued to diminish the amount of them they were making, but it was kind of 50-50. Collectors either loved the series by this point, or they just weren't into it. The 2009 series included coins that would honor William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, James K. Polk, and Zachary Taylor. These coins, like the predecessors, would feature a portrait of the president on the obverse and the Statue of Liberty on the reverse. While intended for circulation, many of these coins would end up being hoarded by collectors due to not only their historical significance, but the various errors that you can find on them that make them really valuable. Now, normal coins just in good condition can also fetch far more than $1, so picking these up at your local bank is a really good idea. Let's start talking about the first one, which is William Henry Harrison, the 9th president. Out of Philadelphia, there was 43 million of them made, and out of Denver, there was a little more at 55.1 million of them made. William Henry Harrison would be the shortest serving U.S. president ever, with only 32 days in office. So, although this coin honors him, his time serving as the President of the United States would be extremely short. The obverse features his portrait, of course, along with his name and the years in office, which was 1 year. Not even. The reverse depicts the standard Statue of Liberty design, and of course shows the denomination of $1. Now, there are really notable errors, the main one being missing edge lettering. Some of these coins would be struck without the typical inscriptions on the edge, which would include E Pluribus Unum, In God We Trust, the year and the mint mark. These can be really valuable, some of which fetch in upwards of $200 or $300 depending on condition. A sales example of one of these with missing edge lettering sold for $475 through heritage auctions at an MS-66. The next one on the list is John Tyler, who was the President of the United States from 1841 to 1845. Tyler would assume the presidency after Harrison's death in office only 32 days into his presidency. There were 43.5 million of these made out of both mints in Denver and Philadelphia. Now, these do have more errors that you can look for, which make them the most valuable versions of these coins, which are the doubled edge lettering, where the coins were accidentally ran through a second time in the edge lettering and pressing machine, giving them a double edge lettering. These in really high grades can sell for an upwards of around $500. There are also an error or quasi-error that is upside down edge lettering, in which the orientation of the edge lettering is incorrect due to a technical error of not feeding it into the edge lettering machine correctly. These can sell for pretty good value as well, but aren't really considered an error by most collectors, and usually sell for the $40 to $50 mark. An example of a John Tyler presidential dollar with doubled edge lettering that sold in auction was an MS-67, which sold for around $300 through Stack's Bowers in 2022. The next one on the list is the James K. Polk presidential dollar. Polk would be the President of the United States as the 11th president from 1845 to 1849. There would be even less of these coins made out of Philadelphia, but a slight hike in the amount out of Denver, with 41.7 million minted in Philadelphia and 46.6 million minted in Denver. James K. Polk would be known primarily for territorial expansion during his presidency, and his portrait will appear on the obverse of the coin. The notable errors for these are missing edge lettering, which we discussed earlier, where it lacks the edge inscriptions, making them worth usually around $100 to $200 in good grades. There are also weak strike errors, where a few examples exist with weakly struck details, ones that have dramatically insufficient details on either the obverse or reverse of the coin can sell in upwards of $300 or $400. An example of a James K. Polk presidential dollar with missing edge lettering at MS-66 sold for $325 through Great Collections only a couple years ago. The last one, for 2009, for the presidential dollars, is the Zachary Taylor dollar. Zachary Taylor would be the 12th president of the United States from 1849 to 1850, serving just over a year before also dying in office. These coins would have 41.5 million of them made out of Philadelphia and 36.6 million made out of Denver, one of the lowest mintage amounts out of the Denver Mint for the presidential dollar series. Notable errors on these are struck through grease errors, which we mentioned in the 2008 presidential dollar video, where some coins exhibit weak details due to grease interfering with the striking process. If it's severe, these can sell for a few $100s. An example of a struck through grease error on a Zachary Taylor dollar with an almost completely missing portrait of Taylor sold for over $400 through eBay only a few years ago. As you can see, there's some really good value to be had in the presidential dollar series, most notably in the 2009 coins. I think since they also feature presidents who sadly had really short careers as president and died in office, they can be a little more popular for those factors, because if people are history buffs as well as collectors of coins, then they're going to really like these coins. This is a really great set that you can easily complete a version of, and is a great way to get people, especially kids, into collecting coins. But let me know what you think about the presidential dollar series, as well as these 4 coins that we talked about in this video. Also, let me know what you've come across in your coin and banknote searches lately as well. Can't wait to read about it, so I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.